particularly cool it was. So if anybody would like to start off this week's chat, let me know. Just you could put it in chat and we will read it for you, or you can voice out of your own microphone. So thanks again for coming. Nice crowd here today. How is everybody?
Groovy.
Groovy. Yeah. Let's hear it for the mature audience. Let's. Yes, yes. On the audience, on the internet, nobody knows your age, but unless you give it away by saying groovy, then you know. Then you know. So let's see. Let me dig out a story from my internet and Second Life or Sansar past. Well, I'll start right from this building on. This building was built for MusicOasis, and through MusicOasis, a couple of people, several now, but starting out with 4. We have come together in friendship and creativity, and we have started MusicOasis, and we want to host wonderful events for both Sansar and then broadcast those events out to the multiverse. That is our charter, is to stream to the multiverse, have an event here and stream it out to multi universes like Second Life or Alt Space, and we want to be the one of the people with the cred to do it, with our wonderful coders, Ori Lynn and Granddad. We're putting together the backbone to do it, and as soon as we get Granddad back from his extended leave, that is. But it's been a great experience. We're bringing in new members, and Fran and Moggs and Woofers are MusicOasis partners, and we're just happy to have everybody aboard. We all met through working with Draxter, who recruited us into his 114 harvest, the infamous 114 harvest, where that nobody could attend because it was too heavy. But that's another story, I guess. We could talk about building in virtual worlds at another talk. But it was really nice how we all came together, because we didn't know each other at all. We just started working. I was building, Bluebell was building, Granddad was coding, and the same with Ori Lynn. So through working with Drax, we just were naturally drawn to each other. Wouldn't you say, Bluebell? And we just kind of fell into place in working, and our skill sets kind of meshed really nicely. Slightly different sets of skills. And when Drax said he's not going to be in Sansar anymore, we said bye-bye, and we're staying here. And that was Granddad's idea to start MusicOasis, and it's been nothing but interesting and challenging and fun from that day, 2 years ago now. And so, welcome to MusicOasis Open Mic, brought to you by a bunch of old friends now. So that's the MusicOasis friendship story.
Okay.
And
Tala has a story.
Yeah, you want to read that, please? Yeah.
Yes, Tala. I'm still here, so I haven't really gotten to. I'm still new, so I haven't really gotten to know people well. But everyone that I have met has been very friendly and drama-free. Ditto. I find it very easy to make conversation here and get people on board to make events with me in the future. Special thanks to Power Staples for being a super non-official greeter when people walk into the room. It's true. He always says hello to everybody. When people walk into the room. In Alt Space, I devoted 4+ years to getting to know the community starting an open mic night over there, and eventually
Ah,
met one of my best friends from there while in Disney World. She drove 2 hours to meet me in real life, and it wasn't awkward at all. We talked naturally, even without our avatars.
wow, Tala,
Yay!
thanks for the
Thanks for
story.
the story.
That's a
Nice.
good. That is a good story.
That's a
I can
great
share. I
story.
can share something funny because it happened today. Um,
That's good.
those of you who don't know, our resident woofers has never been in Second Life, so a bunch of us suggested that she try it out, so she can get an idea of what's going, what it's like in, and the roots of Sansar, because that's really what they are. And we haven't seen her since. She's been she's been in
She's
Second Life.
lost.
She's lost the Second Life a little bit. She'll be back. Um, but I went in there, and I hardly ever go into Second Life anymore. So I went in there, and I was dancing with her in a club for a little while, and I started chatting with somebody who was my very first boyfriend in Second Life in 2006. Okay, so that's going
Wow.
back. Yeah, that's going back a long ways, and we are still friends, and we chatted, um and it was just wonderful. But what's really funny is I find that with the people that I've met in virtual worlds, and there are a lot of them, one of the things that we do a lot is, and they do it here in the Sansar Discord tons, is pass around memes. That's one way. It seems to be like a language of love to, so if I see something that I know relates to somebody I like, that likes it, like the cat memes everybody loves, but there are some people I know that like railroads or My Little Pony, and I'll send, if I see the meme, I send it to them, and that's like a love gift from me. That's it, the end.
Very nice. That's great. It's interesting since you're on a medium already, like a virtual world. There's already kind of a shared interest there that kind of lends itself towards an affinity towards another person there. You already passed the kind of a technology test, and you probably have other similar interests just by the virtue of being there. So it's interesting in Tala in meeting that person in real life. How nice it turned out to be. So great story there. And Fran, 2006. That's meeting up with an old beau, an old friend. That's great.
We've stayed
I
friends. I'm
That's
friends
nice.
with all my old beaux except for one, so,
And he's a bozo, right? No,
and he will not be named.
he will not
Well,
be
not
named. It's got two syllables. No, I'm just kidding. Starts with B. No. Oh, welcome another Etolda.
Oh, I told her. Hi.
Have a seat,
Hello
Etolda.
there.
Hey, Tolda.
Welcome.
Thank you.
So, anybody else want to volunteer a little bit of a friendly friendship story? Ah, Bluebell. All right, I'll read
You read
Bluebells this
Blueback?
time, and Moggs, you'll be next, okay? So, friends, better put on my glasses. Excuse me. Oh, that's another.
Yay, Bluebell and
Okay.
I came in the same time.
Friends in Virtual Worlds is for me a very long story as I started in 2006 in Second Life. So I lost a lot of them and I gained a lot too. I do think Sansar is so very gentle and the friends I found in there are most dear to me. People share and people are still willing to team up to be a marvelous group for a mutual goal. I'm an introvert and therefore I like the off button. That sounds harsh, yet it works for me. That way, I can give my art, time, music, and love with my personal limits. I kind of love to work with people I would never have met in real life. That's a great point. The downside is that I miss people that I will never find again, as I don't know where they are in real life. Some I wonder how they are, hoping they are okay. Thank you, Bluebell. It's a good, interesting story.
That's
Yeah,
beautiful.
I've had some friends that have
Honest.
just gone, and it's just you don't know where they are. But hopefully they're just a mouse click away somewhere. Yeah, as I say, I get back to the team here. It's just been so interesting in the skill sets and how they meshed between Ari and Granddad. Their coding skill sets are meshing in that one is a database specialist, the other one is a I again I'm not a coder, so I don't know. I wouldn't know how to term what Granddad what his skill set is, but it's all the computer languages, and it just works out really cool. So you know what else is I found cool in Second Life? When I first got there in 2007, I knew nothing about virtual worlds or virtual spaces, and I was blown away. Just about the impact of it. But what I found is it had a real, and I think I mentioned this in other weeks, a big subconscious component to it. It seemed like in getting rid of the physical body, you had something you were able to relate to people in a more intimate way.
Absolutely.
It was just an interesting phenomena in that I felt with a girlfriend I had, I felt I met her right away. I liked her instantly, and it was really interesting at how I felt in that instance. And I think to this day, I still feel a kinship, a different kinship between meeting people here and meeting people in real life. It's very interesting.
I think for me, um, one of the more awesome aspects of being able to make friends in a virtual world is that it's so global, it's so international. I probably never, especially here in the U.S., most of us don't get out of the U.S. that much. I've been over the border to Canada and a little bit over to Mexico, but that's about it. And I'll probably never be able to afford to visit Europe. But places like Second Life or Sansar or any other virtual world, like I just said, they're so international, and I've gotten to meet
Yep.
so many different people with so many different perspectives over the years, and that to me that is really awesome.
hmm I feel so bad I don't speak multiple languages like most people of the world do. So it's really exposed me to that international flair, and I promise I'll brush up on my French and Spanish. It's I just want to do that. I feel everybody else in the world has to bone up and practice in their English. We should have to practice our foreign languages too.
All you need to know is ciao. Everybody knows ciao.
Moggs, can you read Tala's next story, please?
I can, yeah. Relationships in app VR are more intimate because you're focused more on the personality and conversations, and you're not distracted with your phone because you put all your focus on the conversation. It's hard to get bored with your friends too because you can create any world you want and go to different apps if you need a change of scenery. It's unlimited.
I agree.
Interesting point. Yep. Ryan, can you shut your mic off, please? And welcome. Welcome to Open Mic, Ryan. So, Ryan, you must have a story or two. Now you can turn your mic on now, but you must have a story or two about meeting friends in virtual spaces.
I meet them in all the wrong virtual spaces.
Well, give a hand to Ryan.
If you don't know Ryan keeps a blog and Discord on all virtual worlds.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, good. I'm sorry. I've had all kinds of technical problems today trying to get in here. So I'm really happy to see that the salon is doing so well.
Well,
I am really happy to see that.
Welcome back. Yeah, we've been hosting this open mic for a couple of months now, and it's always a popular event.
Well,
Um,
I'm really glad to see so many people here. I know that, especially in the last days in high fidelity, it was hard to get people to come in. So this is
it's my
positive.
sparkling personality, just to be honest with you. But
It's totally
um,
that.
Okay.
It's all that.
so that's right. Fran, can you read Sin's statement, please?
I certainly will. Sin says, I feel like I have been part of virtual worlds longer than most people, starting in 1997 in VWWW.com.
Wow.
You were in Active Worlds, okay. Moved to Active Worlds a few years later, tried Second Life once it was released, tried all the VR social apps, but Sansar has been the most welcoming and friendly for the most part. I agree.
Wow.
Yes.
I find the people in here to be the friendliest and most accepting.
I might be a bit biased, but I do agree.
You are biased, but that's okay.
You know what it is? It's the quality of the light. You see, it's just amazing. It just blows us away. We're just inspired by the light. So let's hear it
What is? Yeah, I
for
never heard of the
PVR.
talk. What's VWWWW? Yeah.
That's
Oh,
a good
VWWW. That was the very first virtual world. You downloaded a plugin for your browser called Vicescape or Superscape or something like that, and then you went to people's servers which were hosting their own 3D worlds.
Wow.
Wow.
Love it.
Wow.
It's almost like
Interesting.
OpenSim.
Give me a sec. I'll see if I can find a link and post it in here from the way back because it's dead.
Yeah,
You guys carry on. I'll find the link.
I've never
Thank
heard
you.
of this one before.
Yeah, neither have I.
Yeah. So once you get that, Sin, I'm curious if you still have any contacts from there, any friends from that early
Well,
space.
I don't
can
really
actually-
keep friends.
I can actually boast that I've been kicked off the Active Worlds Discord server for daring to post a link to a survey asking them what other platforms they might be using. Apparently, that was completely forbidden.
You're
So-
notorious.
Yeah, I was. And Torley Linden tells great stories of going into Active Worlds and trying to recruit for Second Life and getting kicked out. So,
Oh no. Well,
He's
Torley's
Torley
here.
Sansar now. Torley
Is he? Where are
Sansar
you
now.
from?
Yeah.
He does. I'll let you know when he does his next top 5.
Oh yeah.
I have not been here. I must confess that I have not been in Sansa for several months, so I'm a little
Shame
out of
on
the
you.
loop.
A lot of cool new
it's
stuff.
just the way- I've been spending a lot of time in VR chat lately. I just got a Valve Index, and I just find the upgrade from my old Oculus Rift really makes VR chat much more pleasant. And so I've been spending a fair bit of time in VR chat, and I still hang out in Second Life way too much. But yeah,
Well, they may have the edge in a couple of things, but anyhow, we are all for the multiverse here. I don't think one is worse than the other. It's like different places to go, and
Thanks.
it'll be nice in the future when it's a little bit more seamless to go to different virtual space. You meet for lunch over in Second Life, have a dance party and a concert in Sansar, and then you run over to VR chat for some good dirt on something.
Yeah.
There
Have
you
you tried?
I just want to. Somebody commented above. Tala commented, "Do we keep our friendships in the virtual spaces mostly, or do you video call and play other games with people you meet?" That's a good question. How are friendships developing here? Do most people, carry it from the virtual space into the kind of the meet space, the real space, through either Skype or Discord or video, video chats?
I find that I don't actually. Partly because I live in like the barren, frozen Canadian prairies of Winnipeg, which is like a good day's drive away to the nearest big city, and usually a flight somewhere. So the friends that I make in virtual worlds, I tend to meet only in virtual worlds. Although some of the friends I made in Sansar, I carried over to Second Life and vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
So, and um, I actually am getting most of my socializing needs met through social VR and virtual worlds right now because I'm still in, like, we've been in pandemic lockdown since early November and things have not really changed much. So I'm not really
Mm-hmm.
getting out and socializing in the real world anymore.
Is there anyone that you have carried on to a video chat though in real life?
You
From
know what? I don't think I've even transferred over to a video chat from a friendship in a virtual world. I know that seems odd, but
I don't
I
think so. I don't think it's a.
well, I think what I did was is that I spent 14 years in Second Life, and I've seen so much drama and intrigue and backstabbing and people hopping from relationship to relationship, and I just kind of backed off quietly, and
Mm-hmm.
it's only very recently that I've actually found a home community and started to actually get to know people. I've been pretty much a lone wolf for most of the time that I've been in Sansar. I mean, in Second Life. Sansar was different because we were all in the same closed beta and we all got to know each other really intimately. And that was really the first time in a virtual world I really got to know about people in depth and make friends. That's just my experience. Your mileage may vary.
Yeah, there is a
Yeah,
close
my mom.
kinship between Second Life and Sansar being Linden Lab based. You know, there was a lot of people here started out in Second Life, me included,
Yep.
and
Yes.
it, was interesting. Wherever you went or spent time in Second Life, you always heard about the drama, or certainly, if not firsthand, secondhand, very easily, and much less so here. I think
Hmm.
people that moved here were both blown away by the technology, but also I think socially and culturally, it seemed that they wanted to move on from the the worst of the social aspects of Second Life. So very interesting, though. But that's things do change, and we're people are going back to Second Life for a little bit and seeing what's going on there. It's such a big place that you can find your place there and be very happy. So,
I don't know. I
but
still feel like it's the past, though, but I know people love it.
Well, it is the past, but it's a past that a very significant number of people are very attracted to.
Hmm. It's
yeah,
very sticky.
Oops,
yeah,
I just teleported by accident.
that's okay. It happens to all of us. But
I'm still trying to get used to these knuckles controllers. It's
Mhm.
embarrassing at
Knuckles.
times.
We're gonna have to
Yeah,
call
All
you
right,
Knuckles.
but
in VR chat
I
I can wiggle my fingers now, which is no end cool.
I
Mhm.
know. I've been wanting to do a puppet show in VR, with the hand controllers, but I can't get my Oculus to work for some reason in Sansar. It just does not
Really?
work. It works. It works for everything. I've asked on Discord. People said, yeah, just switch up the USB attachments, and no matter what I do, I just can't get it to work. And
oh my God.
I suspect it was because I turned down the Facebook link. They said that, oh, right, from here on, Facebook will own all your, you got to click here to own all your data, but you'll also get the special features. And I said, no, wait. And from that point on, my Oculus didn't work very well.
Oh, that's interesting.
I think it's related.
I actually have taken a. I mean, when Oculus sent out that announcement in October that henceforth all owners of Oculus VR headsets had to have an account on the Facebook social network, I just basically lost it. I did a
Yeah, it was.
scorched earth campaign. I have traded in my Oculus Rift for my new Valve Index, and I'm very happy with it.
Well, good for you.
I've
I
done a
felt
factory
similar.
reset on my Oculus Quest 1, and I'm shipping it to my sister in law in Alberta for her work with mentally challenged people. I have deleted my Facebook account. I have deleted my Oculus account. I am voting with my feet and voting with my wallet, and I am not giving Facebook or Oculus another goddamn penny.
Hi,
Oh, well, there
Daisy.
you have it.
Thank you for
Hello,
coming to my
Daisy.
TED Talk.
On that, I'm going to read Elvin's statement
Yeah.
here. This is from our own Elvin May. Uh, I hide behind my alter ego Elvin. I'm pretty introverted, and also in early Second Life, we talked about real lifers, contra free form role players. I guess it stayed with me that real life and even voice messes with the free flow of immersion and relating to what's in front of you in the world. The fun of taking things at face value in a weird alternate reality. That is an interesting point,
Hmm.
Alvin, about voice and or texting. Text does have a special type of communication mode, and I guess voice does too. But it's interesting. I'd like to know everybody's feeling about that. But
You know, I think that some of the things that we have in here are really cool. That we can talk to somebody that is, in my instance, like 40 years older and could live in the middle of, the Ukraine for, we can talk to
mhm,
them and be best friends, like just like we were, it
Yep.
was another person the same age or any sort of background. Honestly, the fact that we're able to do this in real time and also with body movements and stuff, it is so cool. And it's like having, I always usually say it's like having a United Nations meeting every day.
Big
Lots
time.
of
Yep.
stuff. It's so cool. The future's pretty cool.
it's a
Absolutely.
miracle, actually,
I
when you
agree.
think about it. I mean, in real time, we're having a one-on-one conversation with somebody. Could be across the whole planet. Could be in Australia, China. You're right. The fact that it works at all is amazing, and the fact that it works so well here in Sansar is just incredible. In VR mode, in desktop mode, it's just astounding, the technology. So before I get too lost in conversation here, Tala has a statement. Moggs, you want to read that, please? Starts I always.
Yeah. I always wished that virtual space would give you tags in your profile that match you with friends with similar interests, and you could decide to meet up with them and talk about your interests without having to go about finding people that are similar to you. It would be really helpful for people who don't like to talk to a bunch of people.
That's a
Yeah,
good
that's
point.
a good idea, actually. I like that idea.
I'm a very lackadaisical profile writer. I should be more up to date and write more often. Just be more descriptive, just to let people know out there, what I'm all about, what I'm doing, blah blah blah. I don't think in Second Life I haven't changed my profile in I don't know 15 years. It's just ridiculous. So I think maybe I'll, based on that, Tala, I will examine my profile and hopefully update it to
Well,
be more
do you look
relevant.
at profiles? I mean, the profiles here in Sansar are very skimpy to begin with.
I don't. I mean, I'm not a
Yeah, but
profile
in Second
scammer.
Life, I'm a profile perv in Second Life. Yeah.
Profile perv. That's very funny, and
I
it's
like
true.
that.
I do too. When I look at builders, when I see a building I like, I right
Mm-hmm.
click on it, get the information, and look at the
Yep.
profile. So that's
Yep.
that's actually a very nice feature. I must agree with Tala. That's we could have. It would be nice if objects here could be right clicked. You say, oh, that's nice. What a cool person. I think I'll just instant message them and you start a whole new thing. All right.
Henry
Fran, can
next.
you read? Henry. Yes, Henry. No, Bluebell.
LOL.
Wait a minute.
Wait,
Wait a
is
minute. I'm
Bluebell
lost. I'm
next?
lost in the hill. Bluebell, I think,
Yeah.
had something to say. Yeah.
Okay,
Go
I
ahead.
was in SL from early years, and yeah, back then it was like the thing to do is to just be an avatar. I agree. We had pin hair, and we would never prim hair, I think is what, and we would never ask someone's age or anything like that. We were just avatars, and and we'd respect that. Then SL turned into 2D Facebook. Well, I don't. I mean 3D Facebook. Um, I agree with Bluebell. I came in the same time as Bluebell did, and I was always astonished by the free for all nature. No matter what people were into, you just accepted them and liked them. Now it's not so much that. There are a lot more factions.
There's so many people there. I mean, what? There's thousands
Niche,
and thousands. Yeah. So it's harder to meet people, I think, there now. No.
much harder.
Yeah. let me read Henry's statement. Laugh out loud. My mom asked me what a heel is. What a heel is this Sansar? What the hell? What
What
the
the
hell?
heel?
What the hell? What the hell is this Sansar? Mom. I said, Mom. Regular married guys goes to a pub to socialize with random people and do friendships that just exist on the pub. So Santa is my bar. I hate pubs and I prefer to talk with people with brains, people all over the world, and with content. People that adds value.
I
Yeah,
like that,
Henry.
Henry.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
That's
Well
right.
done, Henry.
Not only that, there's much fewer calories here in Sansar. You don't have to worry
Yes,
about that beer belly here.
that's
So
right.
and
You give a
it's
heel about the calories. Yes.
yeah, that's right. It is a great place. I mean, it's a great medium. I mean, no doubt about it. It's the future, and it will just get better. Latency will get better. Virtual goggles will get better and more powerful, and still we'll have our friends here. And we were here first, so. Let's see, who else has something to say over there? Let's see, just Sin had mentioned VR in the
Uh,
social world isn't new. Active World had support for VR back in 1999.
wow.
Yeah, 2000. I didn't realize that, Sin. Even at the low res, it worked well. And I bet those sets were very expensive back then, yes?
It cost £450, and it hooked directly into your sound. Well, it didn't hook directly into the sound card. It had its own separate module, like an external sound card,
Mm-hmm.
and plugged into a serial port on your computer. 'Cause back then, that's how you had to do
You got to write a book.
it. I've
And
got a lot of experience with experience in social worlds and VR.
and I'm
But
sorry,
yeah,
I'm sorry to cut you off. I'm sorry. Apologize.
no, it's cool. It's cool. This is the first place I've actually started creating properly.
Yay. Well, PBR.
Yeah, I love VR and building. You can't really line up something as well as if you're in VR, or it's after you've placed it, I guess, and then look at it in VR, you realize, oh my God, this thing is way off. But it's really nice. I left out a statement by Tala. Sorry,
Oh.
Tala. She said a couple of minutes ago, I feel like I'm not limited anymore to finding people to connect with. You don't have to leave your house and go to a party and get wasted just to have a social life. You can drink from the comfort of your own home and meet people from around the world and stay safe. Yeah, I mean, it's talk about a COVID relief
Mm-hmm.
effort here. I mean, this is just amazing, and that we're already here, and then COVID strikes, so we're saying, yeah, there's something called COVID out there. I heard about. You know anything about this? No, I never heard about it. What's the problem? Well, you go out of your house, and you get sick. Go out of your house. Why would you go out of your house for?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Well,
so
like,
we're all in here.
who's that author that said going outside is highly overrated? He
Uh-huh.
wrote
It is.
Ready Player One, the author that
Okay,
wrote it.
You mean
Ernest
James Halliday?
Klein.
Ernest Klein, he actually said
He
going
quoted
outside
James
is highly
Halliday.
overrated.
Mm.
That's funny.
You know,
It's true.
But it is the only place you can get a good meal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There you
unfortunately.
go. That is true.
honestly, I don't think I would have survived this entire lockdown without having y'all all on Sansar. This is the only
Agreed.
way, you know?
Well, we're glad you survived last week.
I am too.
We hope we sent you some heat and water. So I don't know how you got it, but we hope you got it.
Thank you, thank you.
We sent it. We don't know if it got there.
It was cold.
Yeah, colder than you've ever seen in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But that's a whole nother topic right there. Well, tell us about this, Lacey. You didn't have electricity for a few days. How was the withdrawal from Samsung?
I mean, honestly, I genuinely missed you guys. There's that. I did have my we had a generator, so I was able to charge my phone to not completely go insane, thankfully.
So you had Discord at least, yeah.
Yes, I had that. But I gotta say, being in about 6 different layers and also my winter coat from when I lived in Boston, just laying on the floor, it was not a fun experience. I'm like, can't move, too cold, can't do anything, too cold.
Oh, you poor thing. Well, I'm glad that's over with.
Very much so.
Okay, Tensor has to go. See you later.
Yeah, he's gone. He's gone.
He's gone. Okay, I'm just catching up on text. I'm just seeing if I missed anything. There's some minor chat here. Is there anything I missed?
Mog said some stuff, but he didn't want to say it out loud.
Well.
I can say it out loud if you like.
Please do.
Yeah, say it out loud. Look, if you want to speak, it's one less thing for me to catch up on.
We will always listen to British accents.
Yeah.
I suppose, sort of with social stuff, I mean, I've always worked a lot, and I've got sort of friends that are sort of scattered around the country quite a bit. So I don't necessarily, or haven't managed to meet up with people as much in real life maybe as I'd like prior to all the lockdown and stuff. And since the lockdowns and finding Sansa, I just feel like it's been really easy and really nice meeting people from all over the world here. And starting friendships much more easily than I think I would, even if I'd been going out to the pub or something like that. If I went out to the pub, to me, I probably wouldn't just get chatting to people necessarily in real life. Whereas here, it's yeah. I mean, not always. Yeah, sometimes obviously I do, but it's not it's not something that comes completely naturally, I suppose. So it's been really nice, yeah, meeting all different sorts of people here. I'd never met any Americans either until I came here, and it's been really nice meeting.
Really?
Really?
So no, yeah. So that was a first as well. So my entire concept of
But they're everywhere.
American culture is what I've seen.
Here, have a
what I
gun.
get through the internet and the news and the media and things like that. So to actually meet real Americans has been really satisfying and somewhat restores my faith in humanity.
Yeah, we're not
too,
all
actually. You
loud and
do,
fat and
actually.
obnoxious.
You're all...
Yeah, I'm not really. I'm not really an American. I'm actually a dog.
I'm a lawyer cat.
I'm a cat.
The taxes were lower here than in Switzerland, so I barked over here, and that's that.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, that's interesting. Your impressions of a culture from a virtual space, and you'd never met an American before. That's really interesting.
Sorry,
And we just
reading
hope
the
we
chat about my accent. You make me
yes,
blush now.
I think
English people do not
I
have
know.
accents.
I was just gonna say
You've got a great accent, Finn. I love your accent.
I'm a
you're
farmer.
available, Moggs, if you're available, I think Tala's proposing marriage there, but you're just gonna have to take that off world here.
Hey, we've had people that have actually met on Sansar and gotten married, and I think that's
course.
adorable.
Of course.
Yeah, yes,
Down
and that
the
happens a
sideline.
lot. It's amazing that it happens, and I can't imagine how it is meeting somebody in real life that you've fallen in love with online. Never seen them before, have no idea what they look like, how tall they are, anything, and then meeting and saying, this is wonderful. Let's get married. How cool is that? And that's what got me. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was curious because over in Second Life, it's not uncommon to find quite a few wedding spots. Matter of fact, a friend of mine, Rhiannon Chetwa,
Oh yeah.
yeah, she owns a church. Yeah, a chapel over there. And I was just curious whether or not anybody's done like an actual wedding world here in Sansar that we know of.
I think there's a few. They're not
Yeah?
explicitly, used. I don't know for that, but there are definitely a few.
It's
Cool.
time for Rhiannon to come in here.
We need some more.
Well,
There
she
was
didn't.
an enchanted wedding place made by Daenerys Serenity.
Right, and yeah, so Rhiannon didn't build it, but she archived it more or less. She's like, I'll take it, and yeah, she's had it forever.
Interesting. There's a larger population there for sure, you know, so just a
Yeah.
larger group of people. And also, I think here in Sansar, you kind of have a lot of specialty people, you know, a lot of builders, a lot of coders, a lot of designers. Probably more percentage wise here than in Second Life. I don't know why that would make a difference, but
But
it's just we have a kind of a specialized crew here, um, as opposed to a
Bragg,
more general population.
there is a couple who met here. I think Wolf and Howler met
Mm-hmm.
her
Yeah,
husband here.
definitely. Yeah.
I think that they visited the Sansar office as well. It was really adorable.
Lost
Oh,
Hyde
Oh,
and Lost Hyde and Rhea Bazaar also met and got together here in Sansar.
oh,
Aww.
And they were both active in Second Life before that.
This is
cool.
adorable.
Well, this is great. Yeah. Well, I guess we'll what have it start a dating service here, and you know, you have to. It'll be a kind of a multi-tiered dating service. You have a chat dating service, then, or you could have a voice dating service. You know, then.
and
I mean, I could always
slide
host
up.
a speed dating at my singles nightclub.
There you
There
go.
you go. Welcome, Slime Boy. Come on in.
Slime boy.
Hi, Slime.
And welcome to all the people that came and I didn't say hello to. Come on in and tell us your story about virtual friends and friendship. We'd like to hear your point of view. This is MusicOasis Open Mic every Monday at 3 p.m. more or less, Eastern Standard Time, U.S. We host an hour and a half of chat and voice on various topics. And speaking of various topics, we would like to we would like to query the general Sansar audience as to a subject from week to week. So we're trying to set up a polling system, and we will, I don't know, we'll probably start a Discord channel, and we'd like to hear what you'd like to talk about from week to week. And we would like to present this to the community just because, you know, we don't want to presume that we know what you want to talk about. So if there's something that you've been itching to have as a subject matter, just let us know. Drop us a line, and we will be happy to accommodate your wishes. So this week, though, we are talking about friendships.
Don't make me call on people. I want to hear from people.
Yeah, you don't want
I was a
Fran.
teacher, so yeah.
Yeah, that's right. You don't want that command voice to come out of Fran because it'll get you going. So, but anyhow, Fran, if nobody starts talking, we're gonna have to get that. So.
Well, I got to say that for me, this is a hard topic because I've been, I started on Second Life 12 years ago, and I'm just confining myself to virtual worlds. I mean, I go back to IRC and BBS days, and I've known so many people and made so many awesome friends. It's so hard to zero in on like specific examples, to be honest.
I, as an artist, on starting in Second Life, it was a great artist community. So that's how I met some very close friends. I am traditionally a two-dimensional illustrator, and I heard about Second Life and went in there and got exposed to three-dimensional art by a lot of very talented people, and it just blew me away. So I had to. I got to be friends with them and ask them, you know, how they learned, and you know what programs they use, and you know it's been a learning process since that day back in 2007. So it's been a wonderful way to both meet some very talented people, some close friends, and to actually start a new career because I'm not really a two-dimensional illustrator anymore. I'm a 3D builder and designer. So it's really interesting, you know, how the medium takes a hold of you and really saturates your soul, you know. So it's really cool.
I have to agree. Actually, when I think back to when I started in Second Life, it took me about 2 weeks of sticking with it until I found people who uh, maybe really want to stay. And one of those people were, I mean, for me, it goes back to like when I was 13 years old. Um, I was lucky enough. My father was a maintenance guy over at a place called Yerkes Observatory, which is a branch of the University of Chicago.
Mm.
And they had a computer room, and they literally let me, this little 13-year-old, just run around. But anyway, the point is I remember they had these Sun workstations, and it was, this is 1983.
Mm.
And I was able to watch, it slowly create and generate and then revolve a 3D cube. And that blew me away, right? And I remember as a 13-year-old going, that would be cool to be able to make stuff like that. And I never really considered myself an artist either. Well, I'm sorry, I never considered myself an artist, not either. And it wasn't until Second Life, and I met a guy named Norbo, who really became kind of my mentor, because one of the great things about Second Life is the whole prim building thing. And for me, I don't think I ever would
Hooray
have
for
learned
Prims.
Blender or being how to be a 3D modeler and all that kind of stuff without those first baby steps and meeting people who were willing to mentor me to go down that path.
I think a lot of Mesh developers got their start building with Prims in Second Life.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Me.
Yep.
Me.
Yep. Me. Yep. Absolutely. It was the exposure to that environment that was just so blown me away, because I think a lot of creators and designers in Second Life were not gamers, so they didn't necessarily come from a gaming background, and were not familiar with. Well, I'm speaking for myself, I should say, but I was definitely not familiar with 3D anything. I heard of Bryce. That's about it. I didn't really,
Oh God,
wasn't
Bryce.
interested in it. Didn't make any sense to get interested in 3D. Why would I want to do that? I said, until I got there and said, oh, it's the social aspect of 3D. I get it now.
Absolutely. I mean, I remember hanging out in like a giant hammock with 6 people, talking, having discussions, chatting, shooting the breeze. But at the same time, I would have my camera off to the side, and I'd be like torturing prims, trying to figure out the best
Yeah.
way to use prims. So yeah, it was kind of a multi-experiential thing in that way.
Yeah, I think I never criticize Sansar except to say that the way that editing worlds works here, where you're taken away from the world, it makes me sad, because I love the social aspect of being able to build and build with people. So like to be able to collaborate on a build here would be so amazing.
I agree, and High Fidelity had some of that same problem. I mean, it was really wasn't a collaborative space in world. And I remember, I think one of the most fun times I had in Sansar was one year the company had a Christmas tree building and decorating contest. And me and a few other friends there got together, and they're like, okay, we're going to pick, these are the decorations. You're going to put the decorations on the tree, and you're going to put, this, and you're going to do this part and that part. And we orchestrated the whole thing. And that was, even though we weren't building from scratch, so to speak, we were still creating something interesting. And I got to say, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's a great dimension, and a great. I'm glad you brought it up, because that was a real interesting function to create together and to have instant feedback. I mean, look, let's block this out here. How's that look? Move it over there. Blah 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 blah. Boom bada boom bada bing. It was really quick way to iterate and to refine a design or something if you're building a group project. And I hope one day we can get group editing in Sansar.
Well, the sandbox
really nice.
was like the village. It was like the village square, right?
Yeah, that was a huge social center.
It totally was.
And
Yeah,
I actually approve of the idea of having a separate edit space. It would be nice if it were collaborative, but it's also nice to not have, the interface changes and everything. And so one of the problems with Second Life, in my opinion, is that the client does everything all at once, more or less. And in Sansar, it's you can, if you want to create, you kind of break out into a specific create space. So
I'd
when
like
and
to
if
go there with other
Sansar
people.
Yeah, so when and if Sansar does collaborative editing, God, that will probably make me come here way more often.
I know you would. I know you would. Yeah.
well, we'll definitely put it on the list because it would be amazing for the building community, and teams to be able to edit together. Certainly increase the speed of getting something done because it's just so nice to have spontaneous yes or no or this or that or opinion on what you're doing. So yeah, hopefully soon we'll keep the pressure up on product meetups. So we're already at 4 o'clock. We've got 30 minutes left. Plenty of time for some hidden gems in your brains about friendship and virtual friends and both bad and good. Anybody have a bad experience with friends in virtual spaces? I know everybody's had their problems with, a prima donna or somebody, or bad mouthing you or something, and all the drama that you hear about. But fortunately, I have not been exposed to that so much, so I don't have any real good drama stories.
All
But
right,
I'm sure
I've got
there's
to
some
pop
out
off.
there.
So